Hi, my name is Keith Cooper, Northlight Images, and this is one of a series of short videos looking at business advice tips for photographers. However, with a difference. These are tips that I've seen suggested to people over the past 15 years or so that are tips that are better for your competitors, because basically they're wrong. I still see them in places and that. Anyway, there's a series of these, so do have a look at the other sort of aspects of what we've got on the YouTube channel. Hopefully there's something of use. First of all, about your website as a photographer. Most photographers want a website. That's what it's there to do. It has a job to do as part of your business, that's good. But really it's all about the pictures. Well, no, it's not all about the pictures. By all means have sections of galleries and whatever, but you need text on websites. Search engines find text. Search engines are still not very good at just a page that opens up with just a screen full of pictures. I'm always gratified when I'm doing some looking for information on other photographers and I open up their website and there's barely a word on the screen. That's great from my point of view. Let's see if they get found in Google. We get quite a bit of work for it. So yes, yeah, competitors, pack in those pictures, words don't count. The photos say everything you need, not. The other thing is, I've heard people say you should do this, you should have marketing, you should do this, do some marketing, carry on your business, do some more. Marketing is a continuous thing. Every time I see stuff about marketing, I said, you do this campaign, you do that. No, marketing is connected with everything outgoing from your business, whether it be how you deliver your images to clients, whether it be your follow-up calls to clients to check everything was okay, or whatever. Every time you do something, follow it up. Marketing is not just something, it's not just a button you press every so often and off goes and something happens. It needs more for that. And if there's one aspect of business that I would always say I wish I'd done more of in my time running the business, it's more marketing. I've never felt I've done too much of marketing for the business. Another thing I've said is that because of the way the world is changing at the moment, you need to be adaptable, flexible and general. You need to be able to turn your hand to anything. No, I don't agree there. If you stick as a generalist photographer, you will do the stuff that's left over. You will do the stuff where people want somebody on price. You will do the work where somebody has phoned me up and expected to get me to work for a day for £150 or something like that. Yeah, you can do that. I don't want to do it. I've got no profit in it. So, yeah, look to specialise. And when you do look to specialise, you can have several specialisms. Doesn't matter. I am a specialist in industrial macro photography. I'm a specialist in architectural photography. I specialise in industrial photography. These are all areas which are quite specific. There's relatively little overlap. There is some technical overlap between them, obviously. But, when it comes down to it, what I really want to do is do jobs I enjoy. And that's part of specialising. It's also you can charge more when you specialise. So when people say you should be flexible and do stuff, yeah, by all means, be prepared to change. But you're not going to get me photographing weddings, or portraits, or pets, or babies, or anything like that, because I have zero interest in the subject. And there are other people who do it very well, and far better than I probably could. And certainly, if they enjoy it, then good for them. I wouldn't go there. It is something I admire somebody being able to do. I couldn't do it. The other thing is, people say, well, when you... It's something I've seen suggested that you should use when you do a quote for a job. There are lots of terms and conditions on the website, on the World Wide Web that you can find. You can find the paper, it doesn't really matter. It matters an awful lot. Pay attention to your terms and conditions. There's an old adage in English commercial law based on dueling, that he who fires last survives. Don't know particularly how to, but the idea is that if you were the last person to submit your terms and conditions, your terms and conditions trump somebody else. So let's say you get an inquiry, you send a quote, it has your terms and conditions attached or a link to them. The company then sends you back an acknowledgement, say a purchase order, and that has their terms and conditions in it. Their T's and C's have just trumped your quote. If you then reply to that, accepting that purchase order, subject to your own terms and conditions, your terms and conditions trump their terms and conditions. Why should I be worried about this? Well, we invoice customers and we expect to be paid within a certain amount of time, commercial terms. We're a commercial business. So we might do 28-day terms. Some bigger companies might say, oh, well, sorry, our terms are 120 days. Your terms may be 128 days, ours, or 120 days, ours are 28 or 14, it depends on it. There are ways of going about this, but the whole point is you do need to be careful about keeping track of terms and conditions and the likes. So I've seen it dismissed as sort of, oh, this businessy stuff, you don't really need to go into it. Yeah, you do. Anyway. One last one on this. So I've got a series of these, and do check up on the articles as well, because they've got quite a long list of various useless advice tips where the opposite is more usual. The bit about a good photographer can take great photos on any camera. Yeah, a good photographer can potentially take photos on any camera. Doesn't mean I damn well want to. If I'm out photographing this architectural bit of work, it was taken with a tilt-shift lens. I could fix it in software. I could have taken the picture on a phone and tweaked it and probably got a reasonable picture there with a bit of software processing. I don't really want to, because that's a 50 megapixel image and that matters to the clients. So yes, a good photographer can perfectly well use any camera. Doesn't mean they want to. I want a good camera for use for it. So don't skimp on kit. Be prepared to go, well, actually for this job I need such and such a kit, whether it's a particular tripod head, whether it's any bit of equipment, lighting, whatever, colour management equipment, anything. You need all this stuff. This is what clients aren't interested in it, but if it enables you to produce a better and more consistent product, then it's useful, and it's useful for the business as well. But anyway, I'll come back to some more of these now. I hope these these bits of business advice are useful. Please do subscribe to the channel if you find them useful, and thank you very much.